On my wedding day, my 8-year-old stepdaughter handed me a folded note and whispered, "Don't drink the champagne. She put something in it." I froze in my wedding dress, holding the note like it was on fire. My stepdaughter Emma stared up at me with eyes way too serious for an 8-year-old. "Who, sweetheart? Who put something in it?" "Grandma Linda. I saw her in the kitchen this morning. She was crying and pouring something from a brown bottle." Linda was my fiancé David's mother. She'd been nothing but sweet to me for 2 years. She helped plan the wedding. She picked out my bouquet. She cried when David proposed. I unfolded the note. Emma's shaky handwriting said, "The bottle is in her purse. Black purse, front pocket." The ceremony was in 40 minutes. 200 guests were already arriving. I had a choice to make in the next 5 seconds. I grabbed Emma's hand. "Show me." We snuck into the bridal suite where Linda had left her things. Emma pointed at the black coach purse on the chair. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely unzip it. Front pocket, a small amber glass bottle with no label, just a handwritten word in black marker, "Solution." I almost dropped it. I called my maid of honor, Rachel, into the room and showed her everything. She Googled common, odorless poisons on her phone. 3 of the top results matched the description of clear amber liquid. "We have to call the police," Rachel said. "In the middle of my wedding, with 200 guests downstairs?" Then Emma said something that changed everything. She said it was for the real bride. I heard her on the phone yesterday. I sat down on the bed. The real bride. What did that mean? Rachel pulled up Linda's Facebook on her phone. We scrolled back 3 years. There were dozens of photos of David with another woman. Beautiful, blonde, wearing a wedding dress. The caption read, "My son's real wedding day. Forever in our hearts. Justice will come." The woman's name was Sarah. I'd never heard of her. I called David into the room. When he saw the photos on Rachel's phone, his face went white. "Sarah was my fiancée before I met you. She died in a car accident 3 years ago. My mother always blamed me. She said I was driving too fast. She said it should have been me." "David, your mother brought poison to our wedding." He sat down hard on the floor. "Oh my God." That's when we heard footsteps in the hallway. Linda walked in, saw all of us standing around her open purse, and her face transformed into something I'd never seen on a human being before. She smiled, a wide, calm, beautiful smile. "You found it faster than I expected." David stood up slowly. "Mom, what did you do?" "I'm giving Sarah justice. You moved on too quickly. You forgot her. This woman," she pointed at me, "she's a replacement. She doesn't deserve to wear white in my son's wedding when Sarah never got to." "Mom, Sarah died in an accident. I wasn't even in the car. You were supposed to be. You let her drive alone in the rain. You killed her." Emma started crying. I picked her up and held her tight. Linda's eyes locked onto Emma, and her face softened in the most terrifying way. "Emma, sweetheart, you weren't supposed to see. I would never hurt you. Just her." I called 911 right there in the bridal suite. While we waited, Linda calmly sat in the armchair and started telling us everything. She'd been planning it for 8 months. The poison was something she'd ordered from an overseas pharmacy, undetectable in autopsy unless they specifically tested for it. Her plan was to toast the bride at the reception and watch me collapse on the dance floor. The police found 3 more bottles in her hotel room, enough to kill 6 people. They also found a journal. Linda had been documenting every replacement bride her friend's sons had married. There were 14 other names. 3 of those women had died of unexplained causes in the last 5 years. The FBI is currently investigating all 3 deaths. David and I postponed the wedding. We got married 6 months later in a small ceremony with just Emma, Rachel, and David's father, who, it turns out, had divorced Linda 10 years ago because he suspected she had hurt his sister back in 1987. Emma is 11 now. She saved my life. Every year on the anniversary of what should have been our original wedding day, I take her out for ice cream and tell her she's my hero. Linda is serving life without parole. She still writes David letters from prison. He's never opened one. But here's what haunts me. In her journal, Linda wrote about me on page 1. The very first line said, "I knew the moment David brought her home. She had Sarah's eyes. That's why she had to die." I don't have Sarah's eyes. I checked the photos. She made it up. She made all of it up.